Okay. Oh, you've got that's a cool picture you've got
What?
uh, on your screen there. It's like, yeah, it's like some sort of
Yeah, I'm telling you the
Ugandan
story
art.
about the Mayembe.
Yeah, let's hear about the Mayembe.
Okay, so this first picture is of a Ugandan village where they have a giant harmony drum. And now I haven't looked into the harmony drum yet, but apparently the harmony drum was pretty dope. And like when they play it, everybody get really happy.
Was it actually that
And
big, or is that a picture made by a Terminator
made by
machine?
artificial
Okay,
intelligence.
this is not a real folk art picture. Was it?
But it's done in the style of Ugandan folk art.
Okay. So harmony drum though
Okay.
was a giant drum.
Harmony drum. And then in the forest, there was a Mayembe, and it got pissed about this drum. It didn't like that the villagers were drumming all the time. They hadn't been paying enough attention to the forest, and so he went in and he cursed it so that when they played it, it let off bad spirits and bad vibes, and it made everybody sad. So
Uh,
basically, the opposite of what you want a harmony drum to do,
sure,
right? Like the whole point of a fucking harmony drum is to bring harmony, and it
sure.
wasn't.
So
So then,
why would they keep playing the drum if it sends off evil spirits every time?
well, they probably didn't. They probably
Yeah,
tried it a few times, and then they're just like, well, now the drum's ruined.
yeah.
It's ruined.
Just like us with this OBS streaming service, like you
I know,
try it a couple
ruined.
times to get the bugs out of it, but then if it sends out evil spirits every time,
Yeah,
you find
it's
a different.
working now, though. I don't know why you're talking shit about it now.
No, OBS is great.
Yeah.
No complaints.
Anyway, so the hero of this story is a little girl named Nalongo. And so she goes into the forest. She's like, you know what? This Mayembe out there, I'm gonna go find him and talk to him. I like this picture because you can see this tree in the back is the Mayembe is
Okay.
hiding. And then so finally she like faces the Mayembe and she goes, why are you messing with the harmony drum? That's how she talked. Why are you messing with the harmony drum, you big Mayembe?
So she talks like Job from Arrested Development when he's
She yeah,
when he's
she
doing the Franklin puppet.
talks like the dad from Stanford and Son.
Okay.
Why you messing with our drum, big dummy?
Okay.
um, and the Mayembe was like, "Well, you guys all." He liked that she was very forthright, and he decided to reward her by being honest with her, and said that I made this. This is my thumbnail. I made that being forsaken by the people had made him very sad and lonely, and he just wished that they would hang out with him again and live in harmony with him like they used to back when he was a big giant white monster, like in this picture.
Oh yeah.
And so she said that they would start doing that. So he went back and he blessed the drum, and the drum started working again, and everybody was super happy. And oh,
Nice.
here's a picture of Mayembe.
Nice.
That one.
Okay.
And then yeah, Nalongo went back and told everybody to shape up or ship out, and then the drum worked again,
And it brought
and
harmony.
that's pretty much all they had to do in that village was one drum.
Yeah.
It was a
That
one
sounds
drum.
a yeah. It sounds a lot like a lot of Baba Yaga stories from Russia, where she's
Yeah,
this spirit of the forest, and the ones that have the happiest ending, because a lot of them don't have any happy ending, and it's
yeah,
just
it's
some
just
kid goes
broken.
to her house and gets eaten. The end. No more story. The child was eaten.
The child
Now,
was eaten.
now go to bed. Drink your kefir and go to bed.
The story of shoe and shoelace without another each is meaningless.
No, but so one of the older Baba Yaga stories, though, is where she's kind of this ambiguous nature spirit,
Yeah.
and you can appeal to her for help, but you have to be brave and you have to be strong. And so this little girl has those qualities. Little girl goes into the forest and finds her house on chicken legs, and it comes down, and the girl
Yeah,
goes in, and
like Gauss. I
yeah,
remember that.
yeah, it
Yeah.
always walks around on two chicken legs. And so the girl finds Baba Yaga, and Baba Yaga asks her, she says, "Are you afraid of me?" And the girl says, "No." And then the girl kind of caresses her ugly old ass old face, and the girl says, "You're my grandmother. I'm not afraid of you." So like she's accepting that wild element of nature, of humanity. She's not
Yeah.
showing fear in the face of it. So, are you deep throating your microphone? All right.
I I shouldn't be
Are you
able to look at myself
are
because
you are you
I
bored
get
with my Baba Yaga? Wait, take off the all your analytics stuff from the screen here. Let's go back to
what analytics stuff.
on the Zoom screen here. It's got all your numbers and well, it's got your file list on there.
Oh,
Let's go
but it
back
has
to
a
our
big
two.
picture of the drum, right?
Yeah, but it's also
Oh,
got a whole bunch of other. Is there a way
oh,
to make it just show the drum without? Anyway, there we go. There's us.
I could do this.
But the story, so the Baba Yaga story ends in that same way. It's the little girl confronts Baba Yaga, is not afraid. They have an encounter, and then she kind of gets blessed by Baba Yaga and she gives her wealth and food and gold and
All the things little girls want.
yeah, bubliki.
Please give me wealth and food and gold.
That's what I wanted when I was a
That's
5-year-old
actually
girl.
great. Yeah. But Michael Jackson gave all his visitors.
Okay. Speaking of inappropriate things, did you see my dick pic on the thumbnail for this video?
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, check out the dick pic. I got a dick pic there.
Um, Alex was telling me that she knows Dick Marriott, who's one of the guys from Marriott Hotels, you know?
Okay.
And I was like, when he proposed to his wife, did he say, "Do you love this dick so much you want to marry it?"
I'm sure that's exactly what he said.
There, it's
Oh, I
like,
want to marry it.
if you
Oh,
love this dick, marry it.
yeah. So yeah, check out
Oh yeah, look at that. That's cute. Oh look, and there we are.
Dick Van Dyke. I thought,
That's hilarious.
what better thumbnail for a folk legend from Uganda than an old picture of Dick Van Dyke's white ass face?
Now, was that Dick Van Dyke or was that Dick York? It's hard to
No,
tell.
that's Dick Van Dyke.
Was it Dick
That's
Van Patten?
doing his authentic Cockney accent in Mary Poppins. As I live and
Oh, step
breathe.
in time. Never had a reason, never had a rhyme, but it pops up in
Fuck with your
time.
mother, step in time. Fuck with your mother, step in time.
Uh,
Authentic British shenanigans.
Epstein's Island, step in time. Epstein's Island. I've been reading the news about all the Epstein names that came out.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Turns out one of them was Baba Yaga.
I'll bet she was on Epstein's island. I'll
Just
bet
diddling, diddling kitties.
she's she's one of those wheelers and dealers, man. She's the
One
power
of
of
them
nature.
kid diddlers. Well, she didn't she like kidnap kids all the time? That wasn't her thing.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah. She
what
had.
do you think she was doing with them? Just
Well, no,
putting
it
them up
was
in a room?
no, it was innocent. She was just eating them, is all. This isn't
Yeah.
this isn't some kind of twisted story. She just ate them like a good Christian witch.
It'd be funny if like they went back to the first like Baba Yaga stories and they're like, "Oh, we translated it wrong. It says that she was eating them out."
Oh God, that's you can write that book. You can write that version.
We
She
we uh we translated it wrong back in the beginning, and we've been saying it wrong this whole time.
is like the translation of Moses coming down from the mountain, and it says he had like a glory around his head, but they mistranslated it as horns. So the old Michelangelo statue, he's got actual horns on his head.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, it's an old marble statue, I think by Michelangelo. But it
Yeah,
was like something in the Latin translation, the Vulgate.
yeah,
They mistranslated a Hebrew word, keren, as horns. So
yeah.
for
Or how like
centuries,
they mistranslated it that he saw a burning bush and not that he was burning bush, and that's why he was able to speak to God.
because he
Just token.
because he burned a picture of President Bush,
Yeah, exactly.
because he was doing a
Because
political protest.
he lit a woman's pubic hair on fire. He
That's a
just
different.
burned a bush.
You took it in a different direction. I was trying to get a little light political humor.
I took it downtown. I said it's late night. It's getting
You took it
wasn't
Seth
it late
Meyers,
night? Yeah.
Arsenio Hall style.
You're listening to the Velvet FM. Late night.
What was that show in San Diego that was on the radio late at night where they would talk Loveline or
Oh yeah, Love Life. Well, that was everywhere, but yeah, Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
oh, that was Dr. Drew. Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people would tell their sexy time stories.
Oh my gosh, that was a huge show for me. Like I really didn't know anything about sex. Like when I started listening to that, like I figured out a lot of stuff just listening to that.
I've, I
I
did
don't know
this.
what,
I did
but
the same thing, but it was by listening to Fibber McGee and Molly. That's most of my sexual knowledge.
oh yeah, that doesn't sound like somewhere you should get sexual knowledge. I don't know what it is, but
It's it's an old like 1930s radio show. This family friendly radio show about hilarious antics in the Fibber
oh yeah,
McGee household.
the Fibber McGee household. Were they
No,
a taboo house?
no, there was just nothing sex.
Was
Nobody
it
had sex in the 1930s.
taboo? Just
Was she,
kidding.
was she aroused?
You ever
Was he?
listen to David Sedaris or read him or anything?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. He had a story about how his whole like he found a pornographic book about a family that all had sex with each other, and the book, like when he was a kid, like when he
Oh
was like
shit.
10 years old or something, and the book got passed around to every single person in his family.
How I love how many of his stories are about these weird, fucked up
Yeah.
situations happening, but then his family they all just find humor in it and they can all be
He
good
seemed like
natured
a
about
fun
it.
group. They did.
Yeah.
And he included all these passages from the book with all of the spelling errors still in it. He was riddled with typos.
He has some other story about how he and his sister would go to visit their grandma in the nursing home, but she was kind of boring, so they just started visiting some other lady that they didn't know because she had hardcore dementia, so she would just cuss them out. Like she
Yeah.
would call them racial slurs and everything, and they just thought she was awesome.
Yeah.
And so they would put on plays for this lady, and she'd be like, "You don't know shit about fuck. That play was a piece of shit," and they thought she was so great.
Oh, I wish I was David Sedaris. I wish I was a
I would,
funny little gay
or
guy.
anyone in his family. It sounds like they had a great time.
I wish I was just anyone else, basically.
I hate it
I wish
here.
I was a bird. I wish God would make me a bird so I could fly far, far, far away. That's Jenny's prayer in Forrest
Oh,
Gump.
that's why I did the birds coming up out of the
Oh, okay, all right. All
in the
right, okay.
cornfield. All the flock of
Okay,
birds
okay.
come out when she does
All
that.
right. You know what? He got it. He got
He just got back from Viet fucking Nam.
it. You ain't got no legs. Just repeating Forrest Gump lines is, I believe they say, the lowest form of humor.
It's the highest form of YouTube content, I think.
It's the highest form of humor. Let's just do Adam Sandler quotes back and forth for like an hour. Now that Ben's not on last podcast on the left, geez, who's gonna do all our Adam Sandler quotes?
We should, but they can only come from Jack and Jill. Just 100% quotes from Jack and Jill.
Oh, Jack! Oh! I don't know any of the actual lines. I just know he talks like that. Oh,
Are you whistling? What does he say? Are you whispering through a bullhorn?
Jesus.
Have you seen
That guy
the?
had so much money. That guy has more money than God for talking. And all of his characters are basically a mentally challenged person. It's
Yeah,
just a little,
yeah, definitely. Have
what
you
would you call
seen
that?
the
Call it
mashup? Yeah, typecasting.
downspace. He does downspace.
Well, oh yeah, putting on the face of a person. Have you seen There's a mashup video of the Jack and Jill trailer, and they combine it with this film with George C. Scott, where he's in a porno theater. Do you know what I'm talking about? The George C. Scott is a very serious, dramatic film, and it's like this scene is like the climax of it. The idea is his daughter goes missing, and I think she's getting human trafficked, something just horrible. And so he's trying to find his daughter, and she gets trafficked into this porno ring and is forced to
Yeah,
star in
he
these.
gets taken.
Yeah, she's taken. Hashtag. And so he to try to track her down, he has to go in. It's the 1970s, so you have to go into actual porn theaters to watch these porns. So the scene is him in the theater when he. Oh, you found it. That's the one. Yeah. So this is him. He's found the video. He's tracked down the movie that has his daughter in it, and so to make sure that that's her, so he can try to find her, he has to subject himself to this. So it's this horrible,
That's a
horrible.
horrible scene.
Yeah, it's this
Like, I
very
mean,
traumatic thing for him to go through. So they combine that scene and make it look like he's watching the trailer for Jack and Jill. So his traumatized reactions are to seeing this god awful trailer for this Adam Sandler movie. Yeah, so it comes to him just so horrified by how shitty this movie is. Yeah, just like he doesn't want to keep watching, but he knows he has to.
okay, so question about the real movie version of this though. How long of the movie of your daughter in a porno do you have to watch before you're done identifying it? Do you need to see like the whole thing, or can't you just
Well,
watch like a little bit and be like, "Oh, that's her. I'm gonna leave now."
well, I mean that's about how long this takes. Like I think the original movie it probably takes 10 seconds.
Oh,
They
okay.
just I think
He
yeah
doesn't.
that's
He doesn't actually go in there and watch the thing start to finish.
yeah no he's not like still sitting there during the end credits eating his
He
popcorn.
looks. He looks next to him, and Pee Wee Herman's sitting there.
What do you know? It was her. Yeah, so it has toward the end here in the audio, he starts just screaming. He's like, "Turn it off! Turn it off!"
Not at all.
Just any sane human's reaction to watching this trailer.
Oh boy, that's fun stuff. Turn it off. That's a really
It's a,
sad movie, though.
yeah, I've
The
never seen the actual movie because I think it would make me too sad. It sounds like just a. I mean, even
unless it,
if he gets
yeah.
justice, it's still like it's a lot to put
I
yourself
mean,
through.
Liam Neeson killed no more than like 110 Bosnians or whatever they were, or Croatians, or in Taken, and it's still feel bad for the and you don't even know for sure that any. I was thinking that the other day. You don't know for sure that Liam Neeson's daughter was.
Do they imply? I have not I actually haven't seen. I've seen Taken 2, but I haven't seen
Yeah,
Taken 1.
yeah.
But
Taken
is it
two.
implied that something happened while she was
Well,
killed?
yeah. I mean, the idea that she would make it all the way through that without somebody testing out the goods is pretty, you
Well,
know.
so if there's any silver lining to such a horrible topic, a lot of kidnappers actually will not do that because they're afraid of leaving DNA behind. So so if they
Maybe, yeah, maybe she was. I mean, like, I think, I think it's implied, like at one point, like she's kept in a place where they get them addicted to heroin,
okay.
which is I know a thing. Yeah, well, I don't know why we went down this road, but this probably is not like top-notch content.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't click the comedy button on this subject for this video. This is
You know what's funny about Taken?
this is a dark road to be on. Uh, so that Ugandan monster.
Taken.
So
Yeah.
so let's talk about a bunch of other monsters later
All
on.
right.
Let's.
Let me show you some other pictures.
Do you have any pictures made by human beings?
I do, but they suck. But I'll show them to you.
I'll take it.
Actually, I may have
Yeah.
moved a bunch of them.
I wanna go into some of the monsters from the Philippines. They've got some really cool monsters in
So my
the
Filipino
folklore.
monster was that dragon one, that sea serpent
Oh right.
named
Oh,
Bakanawa.
that's right. That was from the Philip Bacanawa. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I deleted a lot of the stuff off here. Oh, this was the
that's cool.
yeah, what is
That's
that thing called?
like an evil Aslan.
Yeah. There's the Alkanost. This is
Oh,
a
where's that?
winged bird lady.
Is that that's Slavic, right? That's old
Yeah,
Slavonic text on there.
yeah. And there's a whole thing about how the Pravoslavnic Church, like, so it was a pagan, obviously
Yeah.
like a pagan deity, and but the Pravoslavnic Church, like, as a concession to the pagans, like adopted it into Christian iconography.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, was she like a demonic figure in their iconography, or more of an
No, she actually no,
or is she an
she
angel?
like the opposite. She like represented like the love of God or something like that, and like
Oh, interesting.
she I've seen flight lists. There they are. Why do I have that?
You just gotta slip that in there. It's like this little subliminal, like Michael
Like,
Scott on The Office when he's trying to hit on that female customer, and he's showing her a slideshow of how well their printers work, and then one of the slides is just the word sex on the screen for like a second.
dude, look how terrifying this picture is.
That now see that looks like the Maranangal. Which monster or that says
This is a
Vitala?
Vitala. They are ghosts that haunt corpses, desecrated
See,
corpses in
that's
India.
cool. I like that.
And there's this whole story about this guy who's got to pick one up. It makes no sense, but uh yeah, pretty metal.
Yeah.
But they were neither good nor evil. They were more spirits of the forest.
I feel like we're gonna say that a lot in some of these.
It's like every goddamn mythological creature is neither good nor evil, just the spirit of the forest.
That's what's so cool about them, though. They sometimes like the old fairies in Celtic folklore. Like sometimes they give you gold, and then sometimes they just fuck you up for no reason.
Sometimes they molest you. That happened a lot in Shakespeare.
Did it?
The thing with the Vitala is it like gives you riddles. And so like what happens is I guess so this guy has to pick it up and take it with him, and he's told by the sorcerer, I got pictures of the sorcerer too, that he's not allowed to talk to it while he's bringing it back. But for some reason he has a thing where if somebody asks him a question about morality and he knows the answer to it, it's immoral for him not to answer. So
For
I don't
the
know why.
Vitala not to answer, or the human?
Well, no, the human. Don't ask me why, dude. It's just the way it is. It's
Google
just the
that
way.
shit. That shit really happened. Google that shit.
So he goes and picks up this fucking half corpse of a Vitala, and he's bringing it back, and it's like, here's a moral quandary for you. What if someone drops their wallet? Should you give it back? And he's like, oh, I'm like morally obligated to answer this. So he says, yeah, you should give it back. And then the Vitala flies back to where it started from, and he has to go get it again. And he has to do that. And so he does it 25 times, going back and
Oh,
getting the thing, and each time it gives him another moral
oh
quandary.
my god!
And so after, it's
Somebody
so
told the
annoying.
full version of that story with all 25 iterations. Somebody in human history was like, "Sit down, kids. I got a 5 hour story for you about the Vitala."
And the last one is, aren't you glad I didn't say Vitala again? And so no, after the 25th one, the Vitala comes back and he says, well, I wasn't going to tell you this, but that sorcerer who sent you to get me, he's planning on killing you when you get back. And so then when he gets back, he kills the sorcerer.
He couldn't have told him that after the first question.
Well, he didn't hadn't proved himself moral.
Okay.
I guess I guess in ancient Indian culture, it is immoral to know the answer to a question and not shout it out. That's why they all do so well in school.
But that's why Jeopardy never really caught on in the ancient. Because I mean, all the audience is shouting out the
Who wants
answers.
to be a millionaire?
Everyone's shouting out the answers long before the contestants get a chance to.
He was the first slumdog.
That sounds. It sounds like those old Russian folk fairy tales too. Like they ramble on, and they just kind of meander,
There's
way
always
out.
there's always some detail that makes zero sense.
Yeah, like
Like
oh no, you touched the golden egg with a green feather.
yeah. It's like Yeah, it's like there was a harmony drum. It's like, what? Wait, you're already starting off of like.
No, it was the different kind of blue feather because there are three different words for blue in Russian.
Then let's see, what was the other one I got? Oh, the Chudale is a witch, is an Indian witch who lives in the forest, and she was once beautiful, but now
Nice.
she looks like this.
Okay.
Yarr!
No, the Philippine legend I thought that was a picture of was Manananggal, and she's like half a woman, and her body ends at her abdomen, and then her entrails are just dangling down. But she has big bat wings and she can fly. So she flies through the air, and if you see her, you'll see the her intestines just kind of flapping in the wind behind her.
What's her name?
Manananggal.
Wait, you have to
She's
spell that. I want to look it up.
it's just like it's pronounced Manananggal.
Manalangal?
Not even close. No,
Well,
it's
that's how it sounded.
no, it's Mananal. Manananggal.
Mananandagal. I think I put one too many nons in there, but oh wow. Manananggal.
Oh yeah, double G. That's right.
Our thing ends in 10 minutes again. Can you
Yeah.
believe it?
No,
Can
let's
you believe
let's.
how time has flown
I can't.
as we've been
But
having fun?
let's dig into the Manananggal. Let's get up in those entrails. Really see what we
Okay.
find in there.
Manananggal.
There she is. Yeah, she was a woman who had died in childbirth. Was the origin of a Manananggal.
Gross.
Yeah, which a lot of folklore has something like that. They have a woman dies in childbirth, and that's why she's cursed. It's like this sort of frustrated dream of becoming a mother, never gets to. So
We got to
that.
get this movie.
Oh, that looks amazing!
Manananggal in Manila.
Nice. I like how they didn't have a budget for the guts on the posters. They just kind of cut off the photograph of just a normal human woman making a scary
These are pretty
face.
funny pictures here.
That's a
No,
very
man,
kid-friendly picture of a Manananggal.
this is pretty metal. Look at that tongue.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, there she is.
Kind of
Oh
a
yeah, so she that. Yeah, there she is.
kind of
Oh
a
yeah, so she detaches from she when she walks around on Earth, she has a full body, and then she leaves her
okay.
legs behind and detaches from them. So if you're lucky enough to find her legs, you can put salt in them, and then she won't be able to reattach. And
Yeah.
that's how you kill a manananggal.
You can just take her. You can take the bottom half of her home for your own amusement.
Inappropriate, Kirk. Inappropriate.
She's flying around somewhere, just going, "Oh, whoa, oh, whoa,
What is going on down there?
hot tamale!"
She's a Philippine folk monster, but she talks like an office worker from the 1950s.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hachi machi.
Great googly moogly.
Yeah, she's a cool one though. Oh,
Yeah,
let's wait.
I'll
Okay,
rule 34 of her
1997,
later.
Manananggal in Manila. I'll bet that's got to be on YouTube or somewhere out there.
Yeah, let's see here. An an English-speaking Manananggal spreads terror in Manila.
Oh, an
The
English-speaking
Manananggal is
one.
the Philippines' mythical creature described. So let's see.
That's what are you on IMBD? IMDb.
Yeah,
Okay, Philippines.
yeah, it's
And if we
a Filipino movie. It's in Tagalog.
if we can't find subtitles, I'll teach myself enough Tagalog to understand it, and then we can watch it, and I'll explain it to you.
Oh, wait, here, you can get it on Prime Video for $1.99.
Oh, okay, it's
Let's see,
on.
does it have,
Yeah, let's
well, if it has the,
open up the Prime Video page on this live stream. Type in your credit card information.
can you see it right now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm serious. If you type in your credit card information, we will see it.
We can have a watch party. I've never even really thought about what that is. but we could actually do that.
Unavailable. Buy or rent the video.
Well,
Start a one.
okay, great.
No, let's figure that out. Let's do that. I wonder if we could stream on this thingy. Could we stream a watch party of us watching it? But we couldn't show the images. That's we want to get some stills of it to show people.
We
So we'll just
probably could. I mean, worst case scenario is like that particular video would get demonetized, but I don't think it would be.
what if we
I
start
mean,
the video by reminding everyone that the vaccines are safe and effective, and they
yeah, and they prevent
and they
forest fires.
just like Smokey the Bear.
Yeah. Smokey is way more intense in person. Oh boy.
You
Well,
remember? Oh man, one of the funniest moments from an old Disney cartoon. Do you remember the one with Humphrey the Bear where he has to clean up trash in Yellowstone? And like he's being supervised by the park ranger, and the ranger talks like this, and he says, "Come on, old Humps, we had to pick up the
yeah,
park." Do you remember that?
vaguely.
And he's like got a little song about picking up the paper and putting it in the bag, and so there's a part where Humphrey decides to burn the trash, and then
And you start a bonfire?
Smokey the Bear,
Oh.
he shows up and he's just like so hardcore. Like
Oh
every
yeah.
all the other characters are really caricaturesque and silly looking, and Smokey the Bear just looks terrifying, and he like stomps on the match and just says, "Only you can prevent forest fires."
I do remember that. It's crazy. Do you remember there was a? I was just thinking of this. There's a Disney movie with bears in it where there's a whole song called "Bears Like to Say It with a Slap."
Oh, that's vaguely.
If you heard about a do 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 do, all the bear event and all the butters, yep.
No,
Do 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 do, and a bear likes to say it with a slap. Boop, boop.
no, I don't
That's
think
how
I.
they say I love you as they slap each other. Apparently,
Oh man, they need some therapy.
yeah, yeah.
No, I don't remember that one. No,
Well,
would I
shit.
recognize it if it were in the air somewhere?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I do know that song. Yeah,
Wait,
Winker rules.
start me off. Start me off on the Kenny Winker, then I can get it going. Don't trust me. I'm a total dick face liar. I'm a liar.
Oh
Do do
yeah,
do
yeah,
do 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 on you.
I do know that song. Yeah, Winker rules.
We should just do streaming where we just recreate
just
Brad Neely.
just recite Brad Neely's skits.
Much like feces, Jesus was very real, and at some point we have to talk about it.
He gave them foot baths and kosher treats. All the other things God was really into back then.
He served them kosher treats and whatever goes with that.
Bags of sand, pine needles.
Uh,
Everybody go
they
check
ran
out.
like they ran like goats on fire.
Everyone go check out Brad Neely's channel
Yeah, please
instead of
do.
our channels.
Hey, everybody out there, all zero of you,
Everybody who's tuned in right now to this live.
we're in our 40s. It's too late. It's too late for the validation that we
it's,
needed.
it's never gonna be enough, man.
Never gonna be enough. I mean, Jesus Christ.
There was, I, that reminds me, like years ago, I'd made an appearance on Public Access.
Yeah.
I won't name the anyone's name, but I was on like a Public Access show, and I was talking about like fair trade. And then years later, the host he said I contacted him, and he said no, I don't have the Public Access show, but I got something better now. I'm doing internet TV channels. I've got 80 channels. They're all internet channels, and you can come on one of my internet channels. And like so, I went into and he had his like home studio, and I went. We got set up, and he told me he was like, yeah, we got up to 5 million people watching this show, so get ready. And what he meant was just like the potential hypothetical how many people are on the internet.
We could have up to 8.5 billion people watch
Yeah,
this episode.
yeah. He was saying the number of humans that are able to log onto the internet,
We,
and then
we could have 5 million people. 5 million to one, though, everything goes down. It all goes dark.
it crashes.
Yeah.
Well, so I didn't realize that. I really took him at his word, and I thought, oh, this is a big deal now. And then we just logged on, and he kind of checked the numbers. I said, oh, how many people are live streaming this? He said, oh, two, it looks like. But one, so we went from 5 million to two pretty
It's like
quick.
two. Well, one of them's me,
Yeah,
so
it
one.
was. It was one of them was his other computer.
One of them's you, and one of them's me. We're watching this. Oh, this will be fun. Well, if
Okay.
either of us dies in a plane crash, we make a bunch of these, then we could come back and watch them. It'll be like hanging out again.
Yeah, that's true. That'll be good.
That's the main reason I'm doing this.
I thought you meant that the dead one was going to come back and just to watch these videos. But
Maybe. I
yeah,
don't
we'll
know how it works.
we'll give a sign. Whoever's the dead one, will make the screen do a little funny thing as a sign.
Man, I was watching some horror movie the
But
other day.
we're almost cut
Probably
off here.
watched it in a minute, yeah.
Can you do
Where
it?
this ghost was haunting phones, like iPhones. And they had some stupid like excuse for how like it was like an ancient spirit that like got caught up high haunting phones. All right, anyway,
All
we're
right.
signing out. It was good having